what happened to me was 3 days before my 12th birthday. I went to Sunday school, or Jewish Sunday school as it was. Someone strange picked me up and took me home, which was, I knew them, but it wasn't what I was expecting. And when I got home, I'd been told there'd been an accident. My mum had been horse riding with my sister, and there'd been an accident involving a lorry. And nobody told me how serious it was. And I always remember worrying, because they said my mum was in hospital, and worrying that she wouldn't be there for my birthday in 3 days' time. And my grandmother, my father's mother, said to me, "It's all right, she'll be here for your bar mitzvah. I'm a Jewish boy, that happens when you're 13. And I thought nothing of it. And the next day my dad told me and that she'd died that morning. And that was the end of my childhood. It was that moment. And I cried every day until I was 15. And then I stopped crying and became brittle. It's you'll know this. It's probably the defining moment that changed my life. I'm very proud of what I've achieved in my career. Even when I married my wife, when it was Mother's Day, she would go with her mother for Mother's Day, and I could not go with. I couldn't do it. I couldn't cope with Mother's Day. Only now, thank God, with the great joy, forgive me, I don't normally, but with the great joy of having my own daughter, that my wife has become mummy, can Mother's Day finally become something that I can actually cope with going through. The stats, I know this from talking about life insurance, 1 in 29 children, I believe it is, will lose a parent before they hit the age of 18. And it is a horrible scenario. I always sit there now and, I'll be honest, and hopefully this wouldn't happen, but if I could trade it in, that I could be there until my daughter's 25th birthday and go on that day and get a guarantee of it so that she would have both the parents, but I would press that button right now. The annoying thing is I put down some of the level of success I've had to it, because there's a drive for a child who's lost a parent that nothing else will hurt you like you have already been through. So you can push harder, you can go longer, you can be stronger, you can take people not liking you. And I'm not as good as that as I used to be. When I was in my 20s, I was incredibly bullish. And I think that came from nothing is ever going to be able to touch me or hurt me like it already has done. And I hate the fact that some of my success is due to that. And I would change it for the world. Of course I would. If you know a child or an adult, grief is a natural process. Do not shirk away from it. Don't force them to talk about it if they don't want to, but address and acknowledge what's happened. But you do also acknowledge and be there to talk to and have a conversation. And it is far better to remember the wonderful person that you lost than to remember that you lost a wonderful person.